I was checking the Apple weather app on my phone. It looks less than ideal this weekend. I'm just curious if bad weather, it's just going to make it messy regardless, or as it pertains to this racetrack in particular, Laurence, is it going to be problematic?
Well, talking about favorite races in Brazil, still one of my favorite races I've ever covered as a journalist was 2012 Brazil, a title decider. Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel going for the title, believe it or not, that's how it was back then. Fernando in a underperforming Ferrari, Sebastian Vettel in a very fast, all-conquering Red Bull. And just before the race, it started to rain and it started damp and wet. And Sebastian Vettel was spun round at, I think, turn 4, hit by Bruno Senna, nephew of Ayrton Senna, who was racing in F1 at the time, and then had to limp round with half a car or half a side pod hanging off and the exhaust all exposed and stuff like that. So it can make thrilling racing. Of course, it's a lot more exciting when you've got a title on the line there, but it does make for great racing there, having a bit of rain in the air. And it's very, very unpredictable, from where Interlagos is. Well, Interlagos literally means between two lakes, but it's also up on a hill. And as you look out from the paddock, the press room, you get a good view over part of the city, and you can see rain clouds forming and coming in. And the amount of times I've sat in actually the old Sao Paulo press room, which used to be above the pit straight, we had a great view of everything, and you could see clouds forming on the horizon. You're like, just come here, just come over, because occasionally there had been dull races in Sao Paulo. You're just like, just kind of come a little bit closer to the track, and we could have a brilliant race. So sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But as far as I'm concerned, a mixed forecast or a forecast with rain in it is a very good thing around Brazil. So that would be good. And otherwise, I do kind of feel that in the dry and normal conditions, we talked about 9 Red Bull wins in a row, and however many Max is on now since Perez won in Singapore, I could see it being another Max win otherwise. So hopefully we'll get something exciting and something mixed up.
A lovely transition by you, Laurence. You say it could be unpredictable with the weather. You also mentioned that Red Bull has won 9 straight races. Therefore, that leads us to our predictions. Who would like to start? I'll leave it up to the two of you.
I'll jump straight in. I don't mind going first.
I'm writing it down. Hold on. Ready.
Go. Okay. I think my record recently has been okay. I'm going to say it's a win for the local hero, the homegrown-ish, the new local, honorary citizen, Lewis Hamilton. I feel like I just feel like there's no way we're going to get through the season without him winning. I know in normal circumstances, Max is probably going to win, but with everything we've mentioned, the fact it's Brazil, the fact that this was kind of the place where that. I mean, I think last year he even said, the fans kind of gave him that extra edge. I think he'll get that lift again, and so I'm going to say Lewis wins. I think I'm only saying I'm sure there'll be Max fans listening thinking I'm saying Max off the podium because I hate Max Verstappen. It's not the case. We just want something different. So I'm going to say Lewis. I'm going to say Russell. So Mercedes 1-2.
Wow, 1-2.
And why don't we put Danny Rick up there? Danny Rick, he came back in Mexico pretty strong. Some stuff's going to happen. There's going to be some rain. Going to be some carnage. Maybe
that would make it even more frustrating. Just going to throw that out there, but I'm writing it down. Yeah, your choice.
That definitely would. That would be like, man, like flip the season on its head. If this had been the start of the season, there's no way he leaves. But yeah, I feel like the third one is going to let me down out of any of those 3. But we'll see what happens.
All right, Laurence, what say you?
Well, because Nate's gone for such an exciting one, I'm going to try and go for a relatively realistic one. And I know for ages we said we can't choose Max number 1, but I just cannot see it. It's a track that should actually suit the Red Bull as well. So Max Verstappen number 1, Sergio Perez number 2. Okay. And to be completely different as a top 3 from Nate, I'll go for Charles Leclerc number 3, because Ferrari shouldn't have the same problems they had in Mexico in Interlagos. But I actually think Mercedes will be relatively competitive despite not putting someone on the top 3 there. But yeah, I'm going to go for the realistic podium. Nate's gone for the crazy podium.
But I feel like
right. It's
heart versus head.
We work together.
ESPN needs to have an F1 journalist for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, so one of us has to be sensible and call Max. Otherwise, if neither of us do and he wins by 30 seconds, I think Laurence and I will be called in to see the boss on Monday. Like, what's going on here? So
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.